Okay, so then welcome everyone. Welcome to the university anniversary edition of SaKE. First typo in the introduction. That's going. It's going to setting the stage for the rest of the evening. Thank you all for coming here in Helsinki. Thank you all for watching from Hoofddorp in the theater as well, where Joop is organizing the viewing party. Welcome India, where people from Wipro are tuned in, and also people from India in the room. One of them is going to deliver a talk about network automation, and welcome Tampere, because I see some people here from Tampere as well. But did you leave people in the office? Yeah, there's still people left there. Okay. We don't have to welcome anyone from Sanoma Learning, because they'll all be attending the kickoffs for the Learning Accelerator. So they're busy with their own party. But last but not least, people from Nellonen and SBS, if they're tuned in, welcome to them as well. So already the 10th edition of the Sanoma Knowledge Exchange, and then typically we ask a show of hands for people who attended the first one. And then to make it a bit easier to join in, who participated in the first one here in Finland, like a couple of months ago? More hands go up. That's already good. Yeah, not to waste too much time with the introductions. We have a full agenda here, and last time in the Netherlands we had Peter de Munnik, so the CEO for the Dutch organization, opened SaKE. We're really proud of that. But now we also had a great opening speaker from some Sanoma technology, Mikael, Nurmi. So
yes. Hello.
Happy you're here to help us with opening this.
Thank you.
But that makes me wonder: do you read technical knowledge, or manager?
I was worried about that question. I hope at least I work a lot with technology people for a long time. But I do have some technical training in to start with.
Okay. And did you ever do some programming professionally?
No. Not really professionally.
Okay.
In the university I did, but not professionally. Well, there was a period actually where I did sort of program a thing to optimize a logistics thing, but that wasn't programming.
Okay, but what's your favorite programming language?
Well, to be honest, it's quite a few years since I did active programming, so I don't know if I have an active one at the moment. So
okay.
No.
Then what's the color code for blue in HTML?
Now you're getting me on thin ice. That was
then maybe the color code for blue in PowerPoint. Maybe that's
exactly,
a better question.
Yeah,
but great to hear, and we're really happy that you're doing the opening. So please give an applause for Mikael Nurmi.
Thank you, everyone. I was sort of prepared to talk about the programming languages I've done in the university, because I did a few, but I think instead of that I'll open up with an anecdote that when I was studying and I'm an engineer, and then in Finland we have this mandatory military service. So towards the end of my studies I went to the military for a year, and then when I got back, I had this few courses left that you sort of just need to get rid of. Everything else is done. You could start working, but you need to get rid of these few courses. And one of them was a advanced course in programming in Pascal. and I have to admit that I had started before I went to the military, and then I continued on something that wasn't very good to begin with. And of course, then you should sort of take the conclusions and said, okay, I'll redo it. But no, I tried to make it work. I remember taking to the professor. It was one of the last things I had there, and then sort of, she called me in there and said that, oh, I hope it was okay now, so I can finally graduate here. And she said that I have now, approved your homework here, provided that there's one condition, provided that I will never see another row of code written by you again, then I will accept this one. So I sort of have to stay away from coding now, I promised. actually thought about this professor, a lady, many times, and I actually thought about calling her back and saying that I've done a long career in IT since. Actually, haven't coded so much, but I've definitely worked with IT a lot. Well, it's great to be here and opening this event. I was actually supposed to be here on the first one in Finland. I remember we talked about this, but I think I was on a plane to Amsterdam when you had the event. And you know, you can do virtually from many places, but I don't know whether you can do it virtually from planes. Not yet, at least. I think there is you know, wireless LAN in some of them, so we might test that at some stage. But the bandwidth wouldn't be enough to really have a decent picture. I've been sort of following this event. I think it's a very important event for us, and I also looked at quickly what Peter Demönig said in the last one, and I think it was a very good sort of opening words from him. And I thought that it was great that I listened to that, because now I don't need to stand here as the CTO and say that technology is important. It's a lot better when our sort of media business leaders say that technology is important for the media transformation. It's a lot more credible coming from them. I sort of have a vested interest in the topic, so it wouldn't give the same picture when I say it. But I think his statements clearly showed that the top leaders in Sanoma understand that technology has a big role in a media company and in the transformation of media. So I think that was a statement from that. When I think about back on starting the technology organization, one of the main reasons actually of starting a technology organization emphasize the role of technology in the media transformation, and also to bring a community of technology knowledge together and closer to each other, which you are doing here with this type of event as well. And I think it's really good that this event also is bringing people that are not Sanoma or Sanoma technology employees, but the community around these topics. I think that's really important. To say a few words about media transformation, actually. Of course, there's a lot we don't know about that, and I keep talking in different type of events, and I talk about this topic as well. And especially in Finland, Sanoma is a big company, so people turn to us, give me the answer. So that, okay, unfortunately I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't have the full answer on what's happening in the media transformation and what is the right way of getting to the next stage in that transformation. But of course, there's a few things we know about that transformation. We know that media consumption is actually increasing. It's not going down, it is increasing. But that doesn't mean that it's a good story automatically for all the media companies. Because print is declining both in subscriptions, in advertising. So any sort of measure of that relates then to the income is going down. If you think about the Sanoma businesses, the TV business is actually doing relatively well, stable, but of course the business models in TV are sort of very challenged at the moment. The free-to-air business model is challenged by all the new sort of subscription models that Netflix and others are bringing to the market. And why not YouTube as well is challenging that. So the business model is challenged. Then if you think about the digital consumption of media, of course that is increasing. So there we definitely have an increase, and that's more moving then to mobile and to the different tablets and so on. So that's where this increasing in media consumption is really happening. So the media is changing a lot, and of course the technology is what's enabling it. The technology in the devices, in the different technologies enabling it, so you can get the video, for example, to the devices, is changing all of it a lot. And then the example I think many of us use who talk about the media change sort of is watching TV on a mobile phone. I don't think I would do it a lot. I can watch a short news clip on a mobile phone, but I wouldn't sort of sit and look at a full movie on a mobile phone. But I know that my kids do, so it doesn't stop, even though the screen is not optimal for that device. If the content is interesting enough, then you sort of look at it even through a mobile. So the technology and that is driving this change, but I also think that the technology is the solution. the adoption to the technologies in the right way and the right type of innovation around technology is also what I believe truly that will bring the next phase of the media business, and the people who understand that and can leverage it right will be the winners in the media business. So I do think that the answer, both the sort of challenge in the media transformation comes from technology, as well as the answer will come through the right use of technology. So I think what we are discussing in these topics, in these events, is really important for the media as transformation. Of course, new innovation from technology angle would also help a lot in for a media company that sort of transforming in this business. And I think new innovation, it is fueled very much by knowledge exchange. It doesn't have to be events like this where you sit together. It can happen on the web. It can happen in all sorts of interactive sessions. But the technology people I have worked with, and that starts to be quite a few years of working with people in different countries working with technology, knowledge sharing is usually what is fueling the new innovation, the new ideas, getting people excited and getting the next great ideas. So I definitely hope that this event will also help in fueling the right type of ideas and giving you the right type of energy. You know, some think that technology is fueled by Red Bull or by coffee, but I do think that the ideas and the knowledge exchange is what's really fueling the mind. If the body is then fueled by Red Bull or some battery, then that's a difference. The mind is fueled by the knowledge exchange, and I think when looking at the agenda of this event today, I think that's a good example of good different type of ideas brought together and community to discuss that and interact. So I'm looking forward to today's events and the future of SaKE as well. Yes. Thank you. Any questions or comments here?
Did you just announce that we're getting free Red Bull here at the office?
Yeah, exactly. That's I thought you had an event with the coffee earlier. So yes.
We had to let go of our coffee machine when we switched offices in Amsterdam. So
Okay, yes.
it's kind of painful for
Okay.
people in the technology organization there. Any questions? No questions. From the interwebs, is there any questions? They'll probably drop in a few minutes later.
I remember this is what happens when I talk in Hofdorp. Then usually there's also these questions, and then in Finland I try to provoke people to come up with the same amount of questions, but I'm not always that successful.
Okay, but when you're saying knowledge sharing and saying other types of events, what do you have in mind? And maybe also a question to the audience. What do you think would be other good for us to facilitate this knowledge sharing?
Yeah, I've been with Timo actually talking about this quite a lot, and then finding the right ways of interacting with right type of people, both on the business side and the technology, but also then with our partners outside, so to fuel the different type of knowledge exchange that needs to happen, so people learn from each other and get different ideas. I don't think I'm the right one to say in what type of sort of shape that should take. I think I should ask you guys in what type of shape you want to interact and find the right ways of getting that sort of knowledge sharing going. And I keep talking quite a lot about sort of ecosystems as well. So I do think it's important to understand that not all the knowledge will come from within our company. We need to partner with different type of players here to get the right type of innovation going.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point. Did anything came in? No? Okay. Yep.
Okay.
What do you think about the overall knowledge level on the site one? So let me ask you, could you tell me what kind of roles do we represent in this room? I mean, technical people, project managers, designers. So who we are here?
Could all the developers raise their hands? About 7 hands go up. Project managers? 1.5 came up. 2.
That's my problem.
Okay.
Okay. And then the rest, the system engineers, architects.
Architects would
Yeah.
be- yeah.
Architects, yeah. Okay. Then still missing a lot of hands, but service managers. Okay, product and service managers. Strategy. Okay.
Well, I have to say there's a pretty good mix of people here. Then at least I must say that's needed as well.
I think it would be useful to transfer our knowledge towards the project managers who are not technical people in order to be successful in the future. That's my opinion.
Yes. Yes. Emphasizing the role of the project managers, which I do share with you that's really important. You know, it's important to develop something, but you need to get things going and make sure that they're moving. And project managers are usually the ones who sort of get obstacles out of the way and make sure that the projects move forward. And I think that's needed to make a change. And that's definitely something that is very important. I share your view on that one.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Mikael Nurmi. And then for our next